Hello everyone. Today we'll be presenting our study on how three federated reinforcement learning algorithms perform when agents operate in heterogeneous environments. We focused on comparing algorithms Q-average, project P-average, and soft P-average across different training setups and levels of environment diversity. And I'll be mainly talking about the tabular setup. In Q-average, each agent learns a Q table, indicating how good each action is at every state. After training locally, they send their queue tables to the server, which averages 10. It's simple and fast, but doesn't handle agent differences well. In Project P-Average, agents learn policies, that is mapping states to actions. After averaging the policies, the server forces the policy to be deterministic by picking the action with the highest probability as its state. This is more stable, but can become too rigid when environments differ. In soft P-Average, agents also share policies, but after averaging, the server keeps the policy soft and probabilistic. This flexibility helps agents adapt to the different experiences without forcing a strict choice. In this part, the agents are trained in a fixed heterogeneous environment, and we did not manually adjust heterogeneity levels, but they were heterogeneous environment. Here we varied the E-value, meaning the number of local updates before communicating with the server. And we observed that soft p-average consistently perform best and improves with e-value. Project p-average improve initially but drop sharply when e-value becomes too large, like e equals to infinity, showing rigidity issues. Q-average stayed almost flat, meaning it didn't benefit much from more local training. And moderate e-values like 16 or 32 gave the best results, but very large e-values such as infinity caused drift and worse global coordination. And all these results can be seen from this table. In the next part, we control the level of heterogeneity by adjusting the kappa value, which is denoted by k. K equals to 0 means very similar environments. K equals to 1 means highly different environment. As kappa or K increased, soft p-average degraded the least and stayed strong even under high heterogeneity. Project p-average performance dropped more sharply because forcing deterministic policies hurts when agents disagree. Q-average also dropped, but a little bit more slowly than Project p-average. Overall, soft p-average was much more robust to environment differences than the others. And this can also be seen from this table. To summarize, choosing a good e-value is important. Soft p-average is the best choice for federated reinforcement learnings where agents may face different environments. Q-average is simple but less adaptive, and project p-average is initially stable but struggles under strong environment differences. Now, the other environment setup, that is deep environments, will be covered by other presenters. Thank you.
Okay, so now I will show you the results for federated reinforcement learning in deep RL setup for 4 different environments. This slide presents the training and generalization performance for the cardpole environment under DQ and average with E equals to 848. The training curve on the left shows that the federated aggregation leads to smoother and faster convergence compared to the baseline and the non-communicating model. We see higher average rewards and reduced variance. The generalization curve on the right confirms that this policy transfers better to unseen environment configurations. For Acrobat, we use a very low communication interval equals to 2, meaning model parameters are averaged after every 2 local updates. The training plot indicates a rapid increase in cumulative rewards and the learning curve is more stable than the isolated baseline. In the generalization graph, the federated agent achieves significantly better reward levels across different Acrobat variants. This confirms that frequent communication compensates for environmental shifts and improves the shared queue network's ability to generalize. Here we show results from the DDPG average algorithm applied to half cheetah task, and the training plot equals to 20 outperforms both equals to infinite and baseline in terms of reward. The curve is both smoother and steeper, indicating improved stability and convergence. On the generalization side, we observed the federated agent achieving higher performance on unseen versions of half cheetah, which tells us that parameter aggregation enables shared learning across dynamics and transferable policies. Hopper presents more unstable and sensitive dynamics, where DDPG average and equals to 40. The training curve shows consistent reward growth compared to the baseline and equals to infinite. On the right hand side, plot showing that federated model reaches superior performance levels across varied environments. This confirms that moderate communication frequency enables learning that's both efficient and transferable. This figure visualizes per agent performance improvements due to federated training. The heat map compares local reward before and after aggregation. Nearly all agents, regardless of environment variation, see a reward boost post aggregation. This implies that even without raw trajectory sharing, parameter averaging aligns local policies towards higher reward regions of the queue space.
So here we have introduced and observed to per DQ and average, a personalized version of standard DQ and average algorithm. Personalization here uses environmental embedding. Think of these as unique fingerprints that capture each environment's special traits. This allows the agents to customize the strategies. This slide includes a table with objective values. Here, the carpool task, the DQ and average scores 20, while the per DQ and average scores 60, which is 3 times better. Isn't that better? With Acrobat tasks, the TQN average was 20, however, the per TQN average was 55. Now, that's another solid improvement. Since higher score indicate better performance in reinforcement learning, it's clear that personalization boosts results. The embedding enables specialization, making each agent an expert in its own environment, like tailoring a study plan to your learning style. DTPG average, it focuses on continuous control task with DTPG average in its personalized version. Per DTPG average, these tasks involve smooth actions like controlling a robot movements. The objective value tells the story. With the half cheetah task, DTPG average score 370, per DTPG average score 400. A nice step up. In the hoppers, whereas the DTPG average scores 500, per DTPG average scores 550, which is again an improvement in complex environment, suggesting that DTPG average likely performs as well as better. Now, in decent baselines, DTPG average, it lacks specialization. Personalization via per DTPG average shines in complex tasks. It's like upgrading from a generic workout plan to one designed just for you. The task performance were the reasonable baseline, like specialization and improvement in complex environments. Local training performance standard versus personalized algorithm. It compares the local training performance between standardized algorithms, DQN average, DDPG average, and personalized ones, which are per DQN average and per DDPG average. Local training is about how well an agent performs in its own environment. The key takeaways were here was that personalized algorithm consistently outperform their standard counterparts. A picture of graph there, the performance line for the per DQN average and per DDPG average climbs higher and faster over the training steps compared to the DQN average and per DDPG average. Personalization means quicker learning and better results in local settings. Here, the personalized algorithm consistently achieve higher performance in their local environments. For the generalization to the novel environments adjustment methods, it is about how agents apply their skills to new and unseen challenges. Through detail and sparse, the likely involves the techniques to adapt a learned policies. Common methods might include the E update, which is tweaking only the environment embedding for quick adoption. Yeah. Then E and N update, which is adjusting both embedding and the policy network for deeper changes. And finally, in federated reinforcement learning, the adjusting embedded often improves efficient letting agents they transfer the knowledge to new situation, likely using the math skills on fresh problem like a type with a slight tweak. The personalization and federated reinforcement learning powered by environmental embedding significantly improves the performance in local environment. and supports adaptation to new ones. Whether it's balancing a pole in cart pole or running with a half cheetah, tailoring the approach pays off. Here you can see, depending on the other all the other algorithms, how they have played with each other. Also, this graph would tell exactly how. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed it.